Hi Aries, welcome to your May 2018 General Tarot reading. It's raining here. Oh, whoa. Sorry about that. Let's see if I get it. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see. Well, I'm getting some cards here, like the Justice card with the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords. I'm wondering if anyone has perhaps reunited with somebody that maybe even like a air sign. Your opposite sign is Libra, and the Justice card connects to Libra too, so maybe it's like a Libra person. But the King of Swords and the Justice card could also be some kind of legal matter. And but it's very interesting that I get the Two of Cups up there. I just got done saying that to Sagittarius, that I've had these very unusual combinations, or at least it's been hard for me to read the cards. I don't know. It's not really bothering me because it's challenging me, but you know. So the Two of Cups has different meanings. The one meaning is committing to someone. This can, you know, the obvious example is marriage, living with somebody, you know, cohabitation. It can be joining forces with somebody professionally as a partnership. But it can be getting back together with somebody. So if you're someone who was involved and then you were separated, you may come back to that person. And remember that the Mercury retrograde occurred in your sign. So you may have been revising something of your life that involved someone else. And we did have too a blue moon in Libra at the end of March. So that would have been in your 7th house of partnership. So whether that was when it all happened, where you separated and now you're back together with that person, who knows? But let's look at these other cards here. Well, Cross is used a Hermit card. Now this could be, actually this could be where the legal part of this is coming from. If there's a Virgo person, this is connected to the sign of Virgo, who you are with and you are in the process of leaving that relationship, and maybe it's coming in between you and this former relationship that you've gotten back together with that person, and that's kind of complicating matters because, maybe you were with someone and they broke your heart. That's what the Three of Swords up there would be. And you ended up maybe on the rebound. And of course, with Aries, rebounds are probably more common than with any other sign because you do tend to do things very rashly. So maybe you said, I'm going to just, find somebody else, just because you were reacting in that moment. And you realized you made a grave error in that relationship, that you got involved with somebody who was incompatible, and now you've heard back from that former love, but you have this relationship that you have to deal with. This could be that this is also the father of your child. The king can be the father. Again, there can be some kind of a legal angle to this where you are looking to get divorced, but that it still is in the process. In any kind of work situation, there can be maybe even arbitration of some sort. Perhaps you tried to do something yourself, and the Hermit card could be that you tried to start a business by yourself and you realized that you needed somebody to partner with, because I think I even read about this, but I do think that Aries people, even though you're very independent and you can run things very well, sometimes those little details, it's good to have somebody who you can be the idea person and they can do all the housekeeping stuff. So the higher message, the spiritual message, is represented by the Three of Swords. This is a card of heartbreak. So why is this the higher message? Well, I mean, this is just one interpretation, obviously, but if you are reunited with somebody who broke your heart initially, that could indicate that this person's capable of doing it again. And you may be putting your trust in somebody who doesn't deserve it, who hasn't shown that they are worthy. I mean, of course, every human being is worthy of trust. I don't mean it like that. I mean, based upon who they are in this moment. Now, the Three of Swords is also about a lover's triangle. So I mentioned somebody that could be represented by the Hermit who may be impeding you being with that person full time. Like, for instance, let's say you're married to someone and you're trying to get a divorce and they're not giving you a divorce, maybe out of spite. And so it's keeping you from moving on with your life. It could be, too, that you have not cut ties with that person. The Three of Swords could be saying energetically that you need to just be done with it. And don't lead that person on. Just move on with your life. Maybe you're kind of hedging your bets because you don't trust that person that you reunited with. You figure maybe they could do it to me again. So you're trying to keep that other person there as a backup. And that could indicate that neither one of these people is somebody that ultimately you need to be with. Because you don't trust your ex, and you don't want to be with the current person, not really. So it's like, what's exactly are you looking for here? And even like with a business situation, perhaps you are still working for your old job, and you know, you want to be with this other person business-wise, but you're afraid that it's not going to pay your bills. But I think what the Three of Swords is saying is you can't do two things well, and you have to, you know, cut one of them out completely. I don't know. Just trying to make it universal. The advice is represented by the Page of Wands, so that is, I think that would be in business matters favoring an independent thing. Also, the Page of Wands can be about good news. Maybe it's not so much advice as something that comes in that makes you feel that everything is okay. Could be an offer. Could be your first client as a partnership, and so you're getting off to a good start. It could be that you are able to reignite that relationship with that person. Oh, you know, I wanted to say, and I should have mentioned this, is that the Two of Cups, I mean, that could be like you're newlyweds with somebody, but somebody from your past is keeping things, you know, and it could be like the father of your child if this is a remarriage or something. And the Page of Wands could be like getting the news that the other person, your ex, is moved out of the country, you know, or something like that. What's coming in is the Justice card, and I say on the tail end of that Page of Wands, you may have some great legal news that comes to you. And that makes you feel like, wow, this is a relief. I'm going to be able to get away from this situation that is, you know, I'm trying to start a new life with somebody, and the past just keeps coming back to haunt me. And now we have resolved it. Maybe if you have a child with your ex, and that's what I was saying with the King, maybe it's that person was creating problems in your life because you're getting married, or you've just gotten married, and you feel like it's putting a strain on your new relationship. The outcome is a card, Temperance card, that is connected to Sagittarius. There is a full moon in Sagittarius that is happening on the 29th. So that could be timing issues where you feel this sense of, let's see, the full moon is about, in Sagittarius, is going to be in your 9th house. And this is Sagittarius's, the house that Sagittarius rules. So, you know, that's very interesting too, because that could be a situation if you are traveling. Maybe you finalize plans to move, to set up a new life in another country. It could have something to do with work matters, but definitely if you've been trying to get away from a former relationship so that you can have your marriage not be interfered with, that could be what happens. But it's a house of expansion. The Temperance card itself relates to, I think, being on an even keel. Sometimes Aries people are very go, 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 but they're not necessarily that laid back. Sometimes they're very kind of hyper, and maybe now you feel a sense of balance, and you're feeling a sense of healing within your life at the current time. So that would be really good. Whew. Okay, Aries. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. And for private readings, the link is below. Have an awesome May. Bye.